I might have gone a little bit overboard with the amount of books that I bought in September. So hello my fellow fantasy book lovers and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi and welcome. My name is Kathy, I'm a fantasy book lover from Belgium, and in today's video I'm having my September book haul. Now in September I also went to Waterstones, and the books that I bought during that visit to Waterstones are actually in that particular video, which you can find here. A few of these books actually are second-hand books, most of these actually are, and a few of these purchases are also from a friend from Canada who came to Belgium who was selling a few books. So the first book that I'm gonna show you is actually from that friend, and it is the indigo version of Empire of the Vampire, and it is gorgeous, and just like the colored edition that I already have, this one has colored images on the inside of it, and when I saw she was selling it, I just could not get it. So for those of you who don't know, Empire of the Vampire, Empire of the Damned are some of my all-time favorite books. I have an entire shelf dedicated to them, so this one is nicely going with the others on my shelf. Another book from my friend Oona is the Scarlet Alchemist. She actually has the bundle subscription to Fairy Loot, so she also gets the YA books and the romance books, and I was very curious about this one. I was actually already looking into buying this secondhand, so it was really good fortune that she was selling it as well. Up next is another book that I got through my friend. This is Where the Dark Stands Still, and the synopsis says, "What dark secrets lie hidden in the spirit wood?" Another book that I wanted to get secondhand and I was already looking at through Vinted, but that Oona was selling as well, is the Wren in the Holly Library. This one is, I think, also a special edition. Yes, it is. It has these gorgeous spray painted edges, and I think this is the original cover art. And if I'm not mistaken, this is an urban fantasy, but that reminds of Beauty and the Beast somehow, and I'm very curious to read it, and Oona told me that I would probably really enjoy this book. And then the final book from my friend Oona is this one. It is called House of Salt and Sorrows. In a manor by the sea, 12 sisters are cursed. So this is apparently eerie, lovely, full of ghosts and gods, and a fascinating waterfront world. So I hope this is something I will enjoy. I'm trying out more water-based or like aquatic fantasies, and this will be part of what I read for that. And then of course I have a few new releases that I bought new. This one is A Werewolf's Guide to Seducing a Vampire, Part 3 in the Glimmer Fall series. The book goes about exactly what the title says. It is a werewolf who is pictured here on the book, who buys a gem that summons a vampire, which is her, and he actually tries to help her, but of course they get feelings for each other, they get involved, etc. This is fluffy romantasy, so fantasy and romance mix, but the focus on the romance, and I am all for it. If you want another fluffy in-between read, this will be perfect for you. Two other books that I got new were actually pre-orders. This is The Coven and the Cursed by Harper Woods. At the moment that I'm recording this video, I have actually already finished The Coven, and I'm very much struggling and debating to DNF The Cursed. I also thought that these books would be way bigger. These books should have just been one book altogether, in my opinion. They're really not that thick, and when reading them, they didn't really need to be two separate books. But more on that in my September reading video, so that you will get a full review on these. In The Coven, we follow a witch who has been held back from being found by the witches' coven by her mother, who fled this coven years ago. And they are now, as her mother passed away, the coven becomes aware of her presence and comes to get her to be like educated in the coven. The coven is sort of this magical school, magical society that she is actually part of. Whenever you're a witch, you're always part of. So she gets taken to this school by a vessel. Vessels are not like Vessel from Sleep Token, but they are a vampire type creature. That's the best way to describe it. And the main vampire type creature, who's also the head of this school, comes to take this witch from her home. And they get involved eventually in the book, but I felt in book 1 I was still intrigued by the world building, etc. But in book 2, The ending that I pulled on book 1 was so rushed that I'm not sure if I actually want to finish book 2, but for now I still have these. However, I'm already debating on reselling them because I really didn't enjoy them this much, unfortunately. Another book that I technically got new is The Night Hunt by Alexandra Christo. However, this was 30% reduced because it has a little bit of a bend here in the book. And the synopsis of this book says, enter a world of gods and monsters. Ixia is the last of her kind. She hides in the shadows, feeding off fear and hungering for vengeance against the gods who killed her family. Silas knows what it means to be at the mercy of the gods. As a herald, he is bound to ferry souls to the afterlife as punishment for a past he can't remember. Ixia would never dream of allying with someone like him, but when the gods send monsters to hunt her, Silas offers her an irresistible deal. He'll help Ixia destroy the gods. In return, she must help break the curse upon him and restore his humanity. Only together can they finally rewrite their destinies. So I'm very curious for this. I think I paid maybe €8 and that's the reason why I got it. Another second-hand find was actually found to a friend of mine, and he always shows pictures of the books that he buys. And I was like, is that English? Can I please get that? Because this looks amazing. This is Steven Erikson's Gardens of the Moon, and apparently this is the 10th anniversary edition, and I just think it looks beautiful. And on the back of the book says, what cost my mind, what you my thoughts, as I open the book of the fallen and breathe the deep scent of history. Listen then to these words carried on that breath, these tales that are the tales of us all. So apparently this is like dark epic fantasy. I hope it will be at least. So yeah, very excited to read this book as well. And then I have a few more books. A few more, I say. I went to the Slegte. The Slegte is a sort of local second-hand bookstore, and I found this box set. So this entire box with all 6 books of the Chronicles of Ixia series. And I was actually looking into buying the first 2 books second-hand through Vinted, and then I found this box set. It is a little bit falling apart, as in it's not as sturdy as it used to be, and book 3 actually has a really big dent in it. So these are the Poison Study, Magic Study, Fire Study, Shadow Study, Night Study, and Dawn Study. And I have heard amazing things about these books. And let's be honest, 6 books for only €25, I just could not resist. And then finally, the last 2 books, Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. I've heard a lot of very good things about this duology, I think it is. The other book to this actually was very high into the Goodreads Awards last year. Welcome to the Ninth House. Galaxy Alex Stern is the most unlikely member of Yale's freshman class. A dropout and the sole survivor of a horrific unsolved crime, Alex was hoping for a fresh start. But her free ride comes with a catch. She has been tasked with monitoring Yale's secret societies, notorious haunts of the rich and powerful. Now there's a dead girl on campus, and Alex is the only person willing to look deeper, because the societies are far more sinister and extraordinary than anyone ever imagined. They tamper with forbidden magic, they raise the dead, and sometimes they prey on the living. So this feels a little bit like murder mystery to me, which is something that I can sometimes really enjoy. So I hope I enjoy this book as well. And then the final book I got is by Naomi Novik. This is A Deadly Education. I recently started the Temeraire series, absolutely loved it, loved the writing style. So whenever I found out that she was actually also writing a magical school type book series, I really wanted to get in on it, but it wasn't super high on my priority list. So whenever I found this book secondhand, I just picked it up. So it says, enter a school of magic unlike any you have ever encountered. There are no teachers, no holidays. Friendships are purely strategic, and the odds of survival are never equal. Once you're inside, there are only 2 ways out. You graduate or you die. Elle Higgins is uniquely prepared for the school's many dangers. She may be without allies, but she possesses a dark power strong enough to level mountains and wipe out untold millions. Never mind easily destroy the countless monsters that prowl the school. Except she might accidentally kill all the other students too. So Elle is trying her hardest not to use it. That is, unless she has no other choice. So this sounds like something I would want to read this fall. This sounds exactly up my dark, spooky, magical alley. So these are the books that I bought during the month of September that were not part of my Waterstones haul. Again, if you want to see that haul, I will also be linking it down below in the description box of this video, as well as links to all of these books. Feel free to let me know in a comment down below what books have you purchased during the month of September that you think I maybe should have a look at, or if you've already read one of the books that I mentioned in this video, what did you think about it and which one should I read first? Of course, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a big thumbs up, and if you haven't already and you'd like to be, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I make new videos every week and I would love to have you for every single one of them. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon with a new video. Bye!